Gents, I feel like I have not did a webcam slash face reveal slash fit check in a minute, so here y'all boys go. I know that at one point I said I was gonna do it in every video, but time gets away from me. I don't know, man. The next time that I actually do one, I might have my beard coming in because I'm actually growing the sides right now, so I'm gonna just even it all up and everything. It'll be good to go. But anyway, we got the Carhartt. I actually got this yesterday from Cambridge. I drove over there yesterday. Got the brand new Carhartt beanie. So this is brand new, literally fresh out the bag. I put it on just for y'all boys. Just kidding. No, I didn't. Actually had to go somewhere earlier today, so that's why. And then we got the full like tracksuit on, Hollister tracksuit on. Like a tan color, and then I got some shoes on right here. I should not have my shoes on. Don't wear your shoes in the house. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're dirtying up your carpets. Don't do that. That's how you be getting bugs and mud and dirt and all that, and your carpets be looking dingy, especially when you got your girl coming over or anything like that. You do not want your carpets to look dark. You want your carpets to look light. Simple as that. Light is right for carpets. Anyway, for this video, we're going to be talking about a Reddit post that I found that for once did not make me cringe. It made me want to turn off Reddit completely. So anyway, if you guys enjoy, make sure to go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, and let's get into it, man. I ran across a pretty good Reddit post on the Need for Speed Reddit the other day that didn't make me cringe, which is amazing, and wasn't talking about Most Wanted for the 100th time, which is extremely rare. I'll put it on the screen for y'all to see. It talked about live service games, and it was asking if you had to pick either a grindy economy designed to make you buy in-game currency or paid car packs and a premium speed pass, which one would you pick? I mean, preferably neither, right? Can we all just acknowledge the huge elephant in the room that it is extremely sad that we went from everything being available in a game for free, no strings attached, to a live service propaganda agenda in the course of like a few years? Like, it's pretty sad that I cannot name the last good multiplayer game that wasn't infected with some form of live service. But unfortunately, those days are long gone. Gaming companies care about what they want first, aka money, and then what the consumer wants, maybe second or third on the list, maybe even fourth on the list. Shout out EA, shout out Ubisoft, shout out Rockstar, and shout out Activision, including all those baby companies that make the Call of Duty games every year. Y'all are not slick. Every single one of y'all wants money first and don't care about what people really want. Of course, every single company is not like that. You can nitpick a few out of the enormous ocean of game studios that don't like to suck their players dry like a parasite, but they are far and few. But back to the question at hand. Where is the none of the above answer at, my boy? That is my answer to the test. We want a game where it's not a grind fest, and we got to start breaking up open wallets filled with hopes, dreams, and dirt to buy credits. And we also want a game not so easy that you could run one race and then be set for life. Imagine doing Blue Collar on Unbound one time and the reward for first place is $100 million. That would be insane. But since that is not an option, he didn't give us that option in the Reddit post. At first, I was going to go with the paid car pack option because you only have to pay once and then you get all the items you want, right? Sounds like a good gig at first and on paper. But then the other half of my brain decided to wake up and I realized, wouldn't it just be better if you didn't have to open your wallet at all? Imagine a game where you race and then you get rewarded properly for racing. You know, the thing that the whole game is based on. And to make things even better, imagine if when you get rewarded properly for doing a race, you can actually spend the money on any car or item you want in the game. My personal idea is, I think that we should be able to grind for everything. And if you want to, you can buy additional cars and things of that nature without a game studio throwing it in your face. All the meta cars should be available to be bought with currency you can make organically in game. All the customization available for each vehicle should be able to be bought with money made from activities around the in-game map. I should not have to reach into my real life bank account to pay for something in a video game. The best example I could give is Forza Horizon 5, but a little bit harder to make money. I kid you guys not. I logged into Forza and did a few super wheel spins and made over $5 million in 5 minutes doing literally nothing but pressing a button. I hadn't even picked a car to race yet. I didn't even make it out the garage. It's a cool 3 right now for money making, but we could crank the difficulty up to a nice 5 or 6 ideally for the next Need for Speed game. We are not talking about GT7 levels of grinding, which I would rate at like an 8, and it feels like you're making minimum wage, actually a little bit lower than that. Going back to the grind for money answer, I think a lot of people in the community would appreciate that, especially those who may not have the means to afford purchasing things on a video game. We have people who are going through college, younger racers who cannot get a job, and also just adults who are not active in the job market right now. Bills are a serious thing and they do exist. The good thing about this solution, or rather the lesser of the two evils, is that on the other side of the spectrum, you have the dad who just got off a 12, 13-hour shift who wants to just relax and play the game, but he runs into a problem. His wife is telling him that he needs to put the kids to bed in an hour and a half, but the car he is grinding for will take at least 3 hours of straight racing to obtain the money for. That's cool, because even though the economy is extremely grindy, he can pull out his wallet and use the money that he has worked for to get it faster. That is the best option for a new live service Need for Speed. It should not be pay to win, it should just be pay to get it faster. Everyone should still be provided the same opportunity to get something overall, but those who have the funds to get it can get it faster. The issue I do see happening is that I don't want a game to pull like GTA 5, where the game becomes an insane level of grind, where even the smallest things will require hours and hours of work to obtain them. The grind should fit the level of reward that you are working towards, and that is 100% possible for the dev team to do by making an economy that is not complete trash and not having crazy inflation. You should still feel the dread of having to grind for a while for something because you don't want to pay for it quicker. But when you finally get whatever it is, you feel like the grind was not drawn out on purpose to get you to spend a bunch of real money. I should not be playing for 10 hours each day to unlock a pair of car taillights. Looking at what GTA players have to deal with in this time and age, even the slowest, most economy looking cars are being sold for millions of dollars. And that is one way to make the community very angry. Taking Need for Speed Unbound, for example. It was extremely grindy in the beginning of the game's life cycle. So much that it took multiple days to grind for the Regera, priced at $1.5 million, and the Bugatti, priced at $3.6 million for a lot of people. Because remember, it isn't just a car, it was never just a car. You have to purchase the garages to unlock parts, you had to purchase every single engine to test the cars. This was before builds on YouTube were a thing. You had to purchase every single part, tires, the handling tools such as the suspension, and the NOS bottles. Luckily, they acknowledged this problem based off of the complaints they got, but the game was too grindy for the amount of rewards that you could get. And to make matters worse, it was dependent on something that you could not control, which was the amount of racers participating in a race, and that is the second topic I want to bring up. There should be a flat stat line for what you can and cannot get. If the environment is going to be grindy and have microtransactions be thrown in our faces to get money faster, then there cannot be RNG to depend on what we get and what we do not get for the same amount of required effort. A lot of games like to do this where it will take hours to complete a task, but the reward is not even dependent on the time and effort it takes to do the task. So you could end up with $1 or, in a lower chance, $1 million just for doing the exact same thing. Knowing how greedy game companies are, I'm willing to bet that if that were to be implemented into the next game, then it would follow a house always wins type of ruling, where there are chances that you can win high, but it's way lower than winning low. This of course would encourage players to bust open their wallets to pay so that they can get to whatever they want quicker, and that is exactly what the companies count on. Don't get me wrong, it is fine to use RNG for things when everything is free and everyone is on the same level of playing. For example, the RNG system behind Lockdown and the Blacklist cars. That is completely fair because nobody has a legitimate edge over anyone else to get their cars guaranteed. Cheaters not being included here. However, it would be a scumbag move to enable an in-game store option of something like a timed token where if you use it, you get a guaranteed Blacklist car spawn for a set amount of time. Because you are able to get something guaranteed while everyone else is going against a system that is not guaranteed the same result with work behind it. It becomes quickly not fair at all when all someone has to do is spend money and they get the item guaranteed while you have to do the same mission over and over for maybe the same result. The name of the game is grind, not trick your players. Remember, the whole point is to have it so that they can get it faster. Not that everybody who doesn't pay may not ever get it. One last thing. The small text above the picture of the GT7 credit store talks about less/no paywalled cars alongside the game being grindy. I think that every car should be included into the base game if you are going to include a huge grind, because if there are cars that come out that require real money, then you're gonna have to spend it anyway. Even if you want the cars as opposed to just making them sought after cars, they all require a bit more grinding than the cars available in the base game. Going with what EA would most likely do in this scenario, which will be to drop cars even with a huge grind, the cars should not be the best thing around to try and get people to spend money. I know that is what they would probably do, but it's pretty predatory, especially on younger people who can be easily influenced based on what someone else has and buy those on YouTube. The loophole is what they did with the R8 and release it for free, technically, for everyone, and then lock it behind a paywall. Truthfully, you can't really target them on that because technically it was free for every single person in the game, and you could only really blame yourself for not grinding to get that car. However, if they were to do that again in the future, I think there should be a way to grind, either an exclusive pass or something like the backstage pass in Forza, in order to obtain the car for free. People do deserve empathy for things they may not have been able to control, such as longer job hours or maybe someone who got deployed in the military, where they can't bring their system to play Unbound. Things like that happen all the time to people, all around the world. The only advantage spending money should give you is that you get something faster than the next person. With the premium speed pass and paid car packs, I think money should not have to be spent at all to obtain something that should have already been in the game anyway. If you look at what a lot of games offer in their live service bundles, it is a lot of content that looks awfully familiar, like it should have been in the game on launch day. They deliberately waited to release so that they can make it look like new content. That's fine if the content is free, but why should we have to pay more for something that should be ours anyway? If you are going to have a premium speed pass, have an option for players to be able to get it with a huge grind. If I am not mistaken, Fortnite and Call of Duty kind of do this, where if you buy their speed pass, it gives you enough for the next pass so that you never have to spend money again, ideally. However, the thing there is that you must spend money the first time. And for a lot of people, that is more than too much. We are trying to get away from spending any money. Just give people a grind to work towards to get the same things. Hopefully what I said made a little bit of sense to even one person. Let me know how you guys feel about the two options down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, make sure to go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.